Okay, it's saying I'm muffled. Instagram was tripping. Can y'all hear me now? Tell me y'all came from Instagram. Oh my gosh. Why is Instagram tripping on us like that? Okay. And no, I did not have my finger over my mic, girl. It was my radio. Oh my gosh. So I was telling y'all why I got to go back to the DMV for the 11,000th time. I was telling everybody the story about how the cop was over here bullshit, but you know what? I feel like that live ended because of what I said about the police, and the spirit probably like, girl, don't be telling nobody that. Don't be telling nobody that. But I do feel like that, y'all. I feel like they harassing me because we have this lawsuit against them. I really do. I really feel like that. But anyway, so again, I'm on my way to the DMV again to try to get my decal today, and I want y'all to see how the DMV is doing. I want y'all to see what the DMV look like. It's crazy, but it may not be crazy. But the point that I was trying to get to is that real ID shit is not even like how everybody is making it seem like. And I'm being so for real, like that real ID thing is not that. If you don't have a flight planned like for tomorrow or in the next month, why is you running down there to get a fucking real ID? And y'all flooding the fucking DMVs out. I'm talking about DMVs that don't even be packed. So I have not been able to get my decal. But I wanted to also say I'm still working on questions because I'm still working on questions. I had over 200 questions last night, and a lot of them people want. I did all privates last night. So if you did a private question with me last night, I did yours unless you came after like 1 in the morning, because I think that's when I stopped, was at like 1 a.m. And if you came after 1 in the morning, you wasn't supposed to come any darn way. But it's like, what y'all packing the DMV out? Like, that shit is so crazy. The way people is just like flooding in the DMV. Like, I know I'm not about to fly nowhere no time soon. You can drive with your regular license. Like, you can get a real ID at any time. You don't have to get it by the 7th. Only if you're flying. Hey. Sure. Oh my God, I missed you. I'm playing catch up. I'm going to call you a little bit after 3 o'clock. I'm trying to do more than one thing at a time. This was my free time, between 2 and 3. So I'm trying to hurry up and get over here to the DMV to see if I can get in and get out and get my freaking decal. Yeah, girl, I can't get my decal. That's what's going on, girl. I cannot get my decal because every DMV in the upstate of South Carolina is so freaking packed, I can't get in. Yeah, you can get a freaking passport, honestly, and that's all you need. You don't even need no real ID. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably gonna get a passport anyway. You know why everybody don't want to get a passport? Because they don't want to pay them $200. But you know what? I'm gonna pay them $200, and you want to know why? Because that's international and domestic. So I'd rather have my passport. You're not gonna make me get something to fly domestic. Tab, I promise you, the one my mother-in-law told me the same thing. I went to that one. It was bad the other day. So I'm in Simpsonville again. I can't get my decal online because they didn't give me a tax bill for last year. How? I don't freaking know. I don't know how they didn't and I could have swore I paid my tax bill last year, but the lady at the tax office said, we didn't make you a bill. And do that happen often? Is that common, y'all, or is that just some shit that happened to me? Is that common? Like, has that happened to anybody before? I've literally heard no other adults say that that didn't happen to them. And I own my car, so it's like y'all know that I own this vehicle. Why did I not get a bill? But I thought that I did. I could have swore I got a tax bill last year. But so yeah, I have to go to get my decal so that I can show that it was paid for last year. And then they made me a bill for this year that was literally $5. They made me one for this year that was for $5 because she was like, we messed up, so your taxes are only gonna be like $5 this year. Which I thought she was playing, but no, it was really $5. What? Okay, this is the movies. I know the DMV is right here. I must have went the wrong way. How do I always do that, y'all? I done came down the road where the movies at. I need to go to the DMV. I do that every time. It just happened to me. That is hilarious. But no, she is it this way? Is it this way? Where is it? DMV. Yo, this man just brought me to the DMV. I swear he did. He just brought me to the DMV, and it was like packed out. But I might have to get off here and use my GPS, y'all, cause I never came without EJ before. I never came to this one without EJ before. So, public tab. Do we got a Publix here that will print out our decal? Cause I've never seen that before. But if we do, tell me, girl, so I can go. I'm at some tab, y'all, because I don't know, y'all. I literally came to this DMV with EJ, but I forgot what way he took it. But when I say I'm irritated because I can't get my decal, I'm irritated. But they didn't make me a tax bill. I don't know what that was about, but whatever. And then a tax bill, like I said, that she made for me this year was only for $5 because they messed up my last year's taxes. Oh, oops. So I think here the only thing that you can make an appointment for. Now, damn it, I think it's this way. Here, the only thing that you can make an appointment for is like the driving test. I don't think you can make an appointment just to get a decal. I don't feel so. I wish they did have that system, but I don't think so. I think here it's just like if you're doing driving or like a permit test, you have to make an appointment. But other than that, no. But now the Social Security office is doing appointments now. Y'all, I'm literally gonna have to put it in my GPS because I know that I'm going right. I don't know if I turned early or what I did, but yeah, I literally am going to have to. I might have turned early because it literally sits off on the side. This is the one in Greer. The Publix in Greer got it. I wonder if they'll let me do it because they didn't give me a tax bill last year. I wonder if they'll let me do it because I got the receipt for the bill. She had to make me a bill for last year, and then she made me a bill for this year. Okay, hold on, y'all, because I gotta figure this out. I wish I knew how to do dual screen. I truly remember coming to the DMV with EJ. It's literally one like right here, and that's why I came because it's literally one near my house, like literally. But I was driving all the way back to my hometown to go to the DMV. And why don't they have a sign that say the DMV is this way? But I know I'm on the right path, y'all. I literally know I'm on the right path. Okay. I'm going the right way. I just can't remember. really have. Like, what? Like, I cannot remember. And he drives so fast, y'all. I don't remember. I do not remember. I'm about to go back to the red light and start this journey again because I'm gonna find it without GPS and without having to call him. Like, seriously, y'all. I promise y'all. Like, if y'all only knew what your girl has been going through to get this darn decal, and I cannot wait till I get it. And if y'all knew where I was, y'all, I can't just like ask somebody walking up the side of the road because they'll probably look at me like, girl, what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm not traveling soon. And I'm not flying anyway. I'm not flying nowhere soon. Hold on one second. Okay. No, I was not calling him. Okay. I know exactly where I'm at now. I had to look at my maps. Okay. And I did make the wrong turn. Okay. I am not calling him. Like, period. Like, he cool and everything, but no. I'm not calling him. He's cool and all, but no. I would not let him talk about me because y'all don't understand. When you got a man that think everything is he ha ha, you can't tell him when you having when you lost, okay? Because I don't let him live it down when he get us lost. And if I tell him that I didn't know where I was going, he will never let me hear the end of it. I don't think y'all know the the hazing that I go through, okay? Because he would talk about me for years about this. Because let me tell y'all what happened one time. We went to Atlanta. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, EJ is delusional. We're just going to start off the story that way. He's delusional, okay? There was a man that was crossing the street in Atlanta, okay? And I did not see said man, okay? And I was pulling up slowly. Now, when we get to this part of the story, we tell it two different ways. What my version is, when I pulled up, the guy was like, wow, excuse you, you know, and I'm like, dang, what happened? Did I do something to him? Okay. And EJ version of the story is that I hit the man. I did not hit that fucking man, okay? But that is his version of the story, and he tells it all the time. Listen, don't let us get too tipsy, baby. He gonna say, you remember when you hit that man in Atlanta? It never fails. I didn't hit that motherfucking man, but he swear that I hit that man, and that's why that man was cussing. And he talking about, you bumped that man, and that's when I knew you couldn't drive. First of all, I ain't never hit that man. But y'all, you can't believe a person that's delusional. He even tell the story of how we met. It's a lie. The story that he tells is a flat out lie. He literally will tell people, oh, he knew I was feeling him from when we first met, from the jump, because I was flirting with him. I said, you're delusional. I never flirted with you. I never flirted with you. You're delusional. And he was like, yeah, you did. He was like, because when I told you to hand me my, you was being all flirty, trying to be mean to me. And I said, EJ, I really didn't like you. You're delusional. Pay for this amount of delusion. He's delusional. He literally believes, and in his mind, every time he tell the story about how we met and how he approached me, he swear he was a smooth player from the Himalayas, and I was just feeling him and trying to act mean because I was fighting off my urges to want to be with him. He's insane. I promise you've never met a person that's delusional as him. Okay? Never. So we can't believe his versions of the story because, baby, please, I promise y'all, he loves to tell that story. And y'all, he just told some people a story in Orlando of how we met, like explaining how we met. We was just talking to some random couple or whatever, like we always do. And he loves to change it. This time in the story, I was bending over, like trying to show a little cleavage to entice him in this story. Now, where he got that from, I don't know. Because, baby, when I met that man, I had on y'all remember peacoats was big back then. You know when all the girls wore the peacoats with the motherfucking the flats and the tights back then. Y'all know how we used to be cute, business casual. Baby, I had on a peacoat when I met him. How was I showing you cleavage in a peacoat? And he talking about because you had on a low-cut shirt. The peacoat was buttoned to the top. Y'all, when I tell y'all this man is next level delusional, I'm not joking. He is delusional. If you look up the word delusional, his face is beside him. Girl, when no titties coming out that peacoat was buttoned to, y'all know how the peacoat fold over and the buttons go to right here. Baby, when no cleavage being shown, that man didn't even know I had tattoos on my breast. Child, he is crazy. Honey, when I say he loves to tell a good lie, he loves it, okay? Because, boy, and that's what it be straight lies. And the lady was like, that is so cute. You just knew she wanted you. He was like, yeah, I knew. I knew from the moment that I seen her that she wanted me. He said, you know, because I was different. All them dudes, they was trying to talk to her, and I was different. I was very business oriented. You know, the way I approached her, it was very professional. First of all, sir, you asking me where I get my food from, and can I buy your team biscuits? You gonna give me the money for it so I can buy your team biscuits because you want to reward them? It's not very professional. You was in my business. You came downstairs when nobody was down there and asked me where I be getting egg rolls from. Okay, that is how he started talking to me. I don't know where he gets that he was business professional and approached me professionally and talking about work. We were not talking about work. EJ is delusional. He literally asked me where I be getting egg rolls from at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I told him Jack in the Box. He said, oh, when you go to Jack in the Box, he was like, let me know. I'm gonna give you some money so you can get some biscuits for my whole team because I want to reward them because they work hard. And I said, okay. Oh, do he be saying my version is a lie? Oh, child, boo, no. You know what he do? I let him tell his version first. I do this every time. I let him tell his version because I just be having hopes that he's gonna tell the truth, but he never does. So then I'll be like, babe, now you know that you lying. And then when I start telling the story, he corrects me if I get one little thing wrong, but he never says that I'm lying because he knows that I'm not. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, if only y'all knew what I deal with. So if I was to call him and be like, babe, I cannot find this DMV. Like, and then let me tell y'all this. I was somewhere totally where I did not need to be. I'm supposed to be on the other side of town to go to the DMV. I done went somewhere totally different. If I tell him that, for one, he is going to laugh for 10 minutes straight. Then he's going to say, baby, what made you think a DMV was down there? And then I'm going to explain, but I thought you took me this way. And he's going to say, I never took you that way. You crazy. And then he's going to laugh some more. And then he's going to go tell everybody in our family that I thought that the DMV was somewhere that it's totally not. So you know what? I will save myself the foolishness today. Because no, I am really determined to get my decal, y'all. For real, I'm so determined, and he will just make me mad. Y'all do not understand, y'all. He be really cracking the fuck up at me. But yeah, so honey, if you ever hear his version of the story, I might ask him to come on YouTube and tell it. If y'all ever hear his version of the story, please know that it's a lie. It's a lot. He never acted professional. He always acted like he liked me. From the first time that he saw me, he would randomly come down there for things that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Don't know what you're down here for. I had got my hand caught in the machine and got hurt. And that's how we met. We wouldn't have met if I wouldn't have got hurt. I was dating somebody else. Okay. And he told on him to get him out the way because I was talking to somebody else, and he asked me about him because he would see me walk in with this guy whom I was dating at the time. He would see me walk in with this guy all the time, and he was like, oh yeah, I be seeing him upstairs with this girl or whatever. So I was like, for real? You know, thinking like he just being a friend. But now that I look back at it, that motherfucker was plotting. Okay, he was not playing with this boy. Okay, because he got that nigga up out of here. Okay, he got him up out of here. He literally was like, yeah, he be upstairs with her every night. You know, they be coming in early, sitting up there chilling. I said, oh, for real? He said, yeah. So one night, after he told me, I think I waited about 2 or 3 weeks. I kept talking to the other dude. Really wasn't giving EJ no play, whatever. Like me and EJ was just being friends. So I'm not gonna say I wasn't giving him no play because he was trying to play it smooth. We were friends. We was talking, and we would talk every day and hang out every day and joke and laugh and all that stuff like that. And then I had met his cousins before I met him, and I didn't know they were his cousins. So we all would be sitting there tripping, and then I found out that they were all cousins or whatever, and which is crazy because it's like I'm so close to those cousins because I met them before I met his entire family, and I hung with them first, and so we real close. We've been knowing all been knowing each other for a long time. So, honey, after he told me about this boy coming in with the girl, I tested out what he said because I wanted to know if it was true. Do this boy really be coming in here with his girl? So first I asked the boy. I didn't tell him, nobody told me. I just was like, I was just like, do you and this girl talk? Because him and this girl used to flirt on the line that we worked on. They would flirt prior to us talking, but when we started talking, he kind of chilled. So when he was on the line, he was playing it smooth because me and him worked beside each other on the line together. So he really wasn't doing anything with the girl on the line because me and the boy worked beside each other together. So it's not, I mean, like, of course he wasn't playing with me in my face. You feel me? So I asked him, I was like, do you still be talking to her? And he was like, oh no, I don't be talking to her or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. But I already knew he was lying because how would EJ know that that's the girl that he be talking to or that he used to talk to? How would EJ know that? You get what I'm saying? So I waited a couple of weeks, and the boy, you know, I let it die down as I asked him. I waited a little while, and so the boy, that night I pulled up, his car was there. Okay, I pulled up really early because EJ used to go to work early. EJ would go to work like an hour early before the shift start. So I knew EJ wasn't lying. So I pulled up an hour early. Okay. I seen the boy's car, and I ended up going upstairs, and I seen him with the girl, and I walked up to the table, and I was like, oh, so this what you be doing? And I looked at her and I said, you crazy, because you be sneaking up here with this nigga every night, because we were at third shift. I said, you be sneaking up here with him every night, and you know that he dating somebody seriously, and you will literally act like you don't fuck with him on the line when he around me, but you will sneak here and come here an hour early. Now, I later found out that she was like married. Can y'all hear me? Tell me y'all can hear me, because I don't know, because I'm going through some little crazy parts now. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. But yeah, so I'm literally like, you'll literally like fake yourself out and act like you don't talk to a nigga that got a girl. And so basically I found out later that she was like married and some shit like that. So that's really why she was creeping type shit, and she really didn't care what he was doing. But the fact is that he lied. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't play with mixing in I ain't gonna say how I say it, but I'm just gonna say he was just doing some foul ass shit. I ain't gonna say that. I can't say that live, but I don't play that. It just, I don't got time for that. So, right then and there, after I said what I said to the girl, I was like, oh, and you can have her. We're never talking again. Lose my number. And I walked off. So, I go back. I tell EJ, like, you was right. I caught him. Whatever. And EJ like, well, I ain't tell you for you to catch him. You know, I wasn't trying to play a hate on him or whatever. You know, I was just asking you, was that your friend? Because I knew he would come in here, you know, with the girl in the, you know, early or whatever. So I, you know, I just thought he was your homeboy. So I was just asking. And I was like, But no, what EJ did was make sure he got any nigga that was in his way out his way. And he did. Because me and this boy was like seriously like dating. Like I had broke up with James St. Patrick, and this was the first person that I dated when me and James St. Patrick broke up. So he definitely got that nigga out his way. Okay. He definitely told what it was and what was going on. And that's how we really started like talking on some like flirting shit. Because at first I wouldn't even flirt with him because I was talking to the other boy. So, and I wasn't even trying to be in no drama, no work drama. Y'all know how that shit go when everybody work together and motherfucker like 2-3 people at the job. It be some I ain't have time for none of that. So basically after that, you know, we ended up talking and flirting, and he would ask me to go out on a date with him all the time. And at the time, I feel like Think Like a Man just came out, so I was really deep into that book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really deep into Think Like a Man, and I wanted to do something different. You know, I wanted to be different in my love life. I wanted something stable, something real. And so I would never go on a date with him. You know, EJ would ask me over and over again, like, you want to come this weekend? Like, you want to do this, do this? And so it was one weekend that I had agreed that I was going to go. And I was like, but we're going to have to go out because, you know, I'm not going to come to your place just yet because I don't feel like it's appropriate, right? Because I'm knee deep in this Think Like a Man book, and I'm taking whatever Steve Harvey giving, I'm taking it, because why not try something different? What can it hurt? I already done, you know, been with an abusive man, a drug dealer, and then this boy over here playing on my top and all, you know, so I basically was just like, you know, what the hell, I'm gonna try. Baby, I was gonna go. He had a homeboy that I was cool with. His homeboy was like, yeah, they be having bitches in and out that apartment. I said, what? Oh, I'm not going up there. So that delayed it even more, because then I was like, oh, you be fucking with a lot of bitches. And he was like, what? No, 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 no. So then when I told him, the homeboy told me that, he done pulled me over there with the homeboy, like, why you tell her that? I don't be having no girls over there. Like, you know, just trying to get me, honey. So he was like, no, I don't mean like that. I mean like they be having a good time. That's why the homeboy tried to change it. Like, no, I mean they be having a good time. So I'm like, okay, you know, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm not coming. So I ended up telling EJ I wasn't coming. So the next time he tried to get me to come, it was New Year's Eve. And okay, I was about to get in and go on New Year's Eve. But James St. Patrick showed out on me so bad on New Year's, because he was really having a hard time processing the fact that we was breaking up, y'all. And he had ripped my cousin's door, like screen door open, beating on my cousin's screen door, like trying to get me to come outside, like, oh, I know you in here, like, y'all got some niggas over here, whatever. And I'm like, boy, get on with that craziness. Like, I'm not going nowhere with you. James St. Patrick's trying to get me to go home with him for New Year's too. Not going home with you. I'm not spending New Year's with you. And I said, I'm not spending New Year's with you because they said that if whoever I spend New Year's with is who I'm gonna end up with, and I'm not ending up with you because you are a cheating ass dog. And that's, you know, that's how I had to do James St. Patrick. I had to talk to him like that. And so he would not let me leave. James St. Patrick literally camped out in his car in my cousin's parking lot and would not leave until I came outside. And because I did not come outside, he stayed. And he stayed till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then he finally pulled off and left, because I guess he got tired of sleeping in his car. Okay, and he tall as hell, so he was uncomfortable, trust and believe. So he got tired and he texted me and was like, I'm finna go. You want some bullshit or whatever? But no, I'm not, sir. We're not together anymore. We're over. And so he left. So that's what delayed me from going to see him on New Year's Eve. Okay. And so I ended up asking him, like, what did you do for New Year's? And he was like, I waited on you to text, let me know if you was gonna come or not. And I ended up falling asleep or whatever. And I was like, I don't believe you. So when I told him that I didn't believe him, he was like, okay, we can ask everybody. So we asked everybody. They all say, yeah, he was asleep. Okay, boy, whatever. You was asleep. So he was like, well, can you come next weekend? And I was like, yeah, I'll come, you know, the following weekend. So that is how we ended up going on our first date. We literally went on our first date and have been inseparable ever since. I was not supposed to spend the night that I went, but luckily we had been talking for like 4 months at this time, 3 or 4 months. So I'm okay with the fact that I stayed. But luckily, you know, like I said, we had been talking for a good little minute at this time. But baby, I stayed the night the first time I ever went. And when I got ready to leave, he was like, when you coming back? And I was like, when you want me to come back? And he basically was like, today, like tonight. And that's how we got together and been together forever. So I don't know. That's my love story, y'all. But he loved to change it, and he loved to tell everybody that it went away that it did not go. Okay, y'all, look at the DMV. I'm a little nervous. Y'all, look at the damn DMV. Y'all, please tell me why I'm over here talking about, can y'all hear me now? And I didn't hit the mute button by accident. I ain't even got no nails on. But yeah, I'm gonna come back in the morning because I don't have time for this. I literally would be late getting the boys. I don't have time for this. But I gotta go because I got calls and I've been out here playing with y'all for 33 minutes. And I gotta go. And I'm up here telling y'all this story. I don't know why, but probably because I just want y'all to know that he exaggerates stories and he's crazy. But that's literally how everything happened. Like, honestly, like, that's how everything happened. But are we going live tonight? I have homework actually, so we will not go live tonight. I know we will next Thursday, but I'm gonna tell everybody that we're not, because I have a project to turn in tonight by 11:59. I'm taking 2 courses this semester, so I'm really when my projects are due, those will be the Thursdays that we won't do anything. But I don't have projects due every Thursday, but if they're due on Thursday, I won't be able to like do podcasts because I have to get my work done. So the time that I would use for podcasts, I'll be doing my project. I have gotten like 2 of my assignments done already, and I have 2 more to do. And then I'll be done. I will tell y'all this though. When you start back school in your freaking 30s and you ain't been to school since you was fucking 20, 21, okay? It is a culture shock because for one, you forget about all the fucking work you gotta do. You forget about the papers that you gotta write. You forget about the interactions that you have to have, dealing with instructors. It's been a adjustment. It's been an adjustment for sure. But I will tell y'all, it feels so good to be going after what I want to do. And the fact that I know that I'm going to be a phenomenal lawyer with phenomenal prices. I'm still gonna be Brenae Reads. I'm still gonna do my readings every week. I'm still gonna have appointments for readings, but I will allot time for my law clients too. So it's like I literally like I'm excited, and I know that I'm gonna be the best lawyer ever. Okay, and I'm gonna be affordable and realistic because I don't feel like lawyers are realistic. And you know why I feel like they're not? I feel like they're trying to pay off their school loans. It like the total for me going to school to become a lawyer is like 71,000. Like that's the total cost. Like I feel like that's why they charge so much, because they trying to pay them school loans off, and they also trying to live above their means. But me, no, because I feel like if you got like a murder case, okay, yeah, if your client has the money to pay you 50 or 60,000, I get it. But if you have a client that is low income and their family is experiencing something where somebody has a murder case, and those people have 2, 3, 4, 5,000, take it. Take it. Work for them. Don't do them like that. Because everybody needs effective counsel. And a lot of times these motherfucking public defenders are not effective counsel. You need to be able to retain an attorney. And then you have some attorneys that their retainer fee is $2,500. No, your retainer fee should be affordable. You should be able to retain me for $100, $250. Realistically, you should be able to retain me for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just excited to really put forth the work and the effort. And I'm really, really happy about what I am doing when it comes to law school and stuff like that. Like, I'm super, super duper happy about that. So, I just feel like, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can go after your dreams. But it is a culture shock being in your late 30s, early 40s, going back to school. Be prepared to be tired. When I tell y'all last night I slept so hard, but it was because I did so much research and doing my assignments, and this was my first assignments, and I wanted to make sure that I made a very good impression. I wanted to make sure that my papers were on point, and the things that I was writing was on point. And you have to explain a lot of rationale going to school for law. They ask you for different things. So this is not like your math and all. No. You're writing papers. You're doing case law study and all of those things. And it takes a lot. But I'm going to open my own law firm. It's going to be like it's going to be like a law firm / spiritual counsel. You feel me? Like, that is what my business is going to be. And I'm excited for that, period. So, y'all got to work with me with that. But I got to go because I got 2 calls. I got one at 3:30 and one at 3:45. And I got to finish up one questions because I had so many left from last night. I think I got like maybe 50 left, and I'm trying to like time it out so that Instagram don't start cutting up on my stories. So if you did submit a question, know that it's going to get answered. I'm letting the time lapse a little bit, and then I'll start back doing one questions on the stories. I should be done by probably about 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and do my calls, and then I will finish one questions. I will be doing money oils again, so I know some of you guys have asked me for that. It's next Thursday, so be prepared for me to post money oils, please only get one, because the money oils, I'm going to pre-package them. Meaning once I pour them up, I'm going to go ahead and put them in the packaging, because it just works better that way for me. And I'm only gonna do 25, so I want you guys to be ready for that. Please do not buy two, buy one per customer, okay? All right. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I'll do one questions again tomorrow. um I was very surprised by last night's response, because I'm like, everybody just paid their rent. So, this going to be a smooth night for me. I probably have about maybe 40, 50 questions tops, and I'll be done. Psych, y'all played with me. So, honey, this was income tax all over again. So, but it's because so many new people are following that. It's cool. I appreciate it. All is well. I will talk to y'all again soon. I love y'all. I'm happy that we got to do this. And this was a funny story time, but I'm going to make it membership only, because y'all know I don't like people up in my business. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Later.